loud. Okay, so I apologise. You can't hear anything. Can anyone else hear me? Trip to Dubai, obviously complimentary of the company. I literally had the best 4 days ever. It was unreal. We were spoiled rotten, but it was mixing with all the other leaders and being together as a team. And there was only, I think, 12 of us from the UK. I think there was 12. But actually us all getting to spend some really good time together, bonding as leaders. It was just the most magical thing. Okay, someone else saying they can't hear either. If you can't hear anything, I think you need to dial into the audio because everyone else can hear me. Yeah, so it was literally the most magical, amazing time. But also we got some real education from some amazing people, including Jeff Roberti and Shay O'Brien. And so we're going to share that a little bit with you guys tonight. So I'm going to try and find Sinead, and she is on. So I'm going to unmute her if it will let me. How weird, it doesn't want to let me unmute. Sinead, can you hear me? Hey, Sinead. Can you hear me? Okay, she can't hear me, but I can see.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
That's okay.
All right.
I was wondering why I couldn't hear you. It's because I had my volume off.
That's all right.
Hey, go.
Hey, all right?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm about to murder my dog, so apart from that, I'm good.
Okay, good times.
No dogs were harmed in the making of this video. Okay. Okay, I've just typed in your name again. I'm just going to see if Lyna's on yet. Lyna is on. Let's request to unmute her. Lyna.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Where are you? Oh, hi.
Hi.
Okay.
We're here.
We're
ready to go?
So we've got an amazing picture of the three of us, actually. Three mamas together.
Soon to be millionaire. I receive it.
But three mamas together, all that just want to make a living for their babies. So girls, do you just want to share just like 1 minute of why Dubai was so amazing for you?
Lyna, you go first, my love.
I was just about to say, Sinead, you go first, but I will go first. For me, Dubai was just, like Emma said, it was absolutely incredible. What the company did for us, what they put on, the whole experience was just insane. Like, I've never experienced anything like that in my life. I love food, I love drink, and it was free, so that was enough for me. But just being surrounded by so many other people in the company, I got to meet people that I'd never even known were in this company. We got to connect, we actually networked, exchanged numbers, exchanged Facebooks, and we started to kind of talk about how we were going to help each other with different teams in different countries. So for me, that was powerful. But I think for me, the biggest thing that Dubai meant for me was that I could actually set a goal, put my mind to it, and achieve it. This incentive, when it was sent, when it was set to begin with, it wasn't that I felt like I was definitely going to be there, but it kind of opened my eyes up to what I wanted for my team. I desperately wanted my team to be there. I desperately wanted my team to progress and grow. And for that whole year, that was my biggest focus. So because that's all I was focusing on, what happened is my business like doubled, tripled, quadrupled, because I was really, really clued into helping my team also progress. I was very, very privileged and blessed to be there with 4 of my ladies who are all on the team. So that in itself was really, really powerful. And a lot of our teams that were back home were so inspired by that. So I think for me, it was just very much about you can achieve anything you put your mind to. You know, a lot of us are in this business for however many years. For me, it's been 5 years. There's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of, you know, doubting yourself, etc. But when you get that moment and you're like, oh my God, I can actually do this. And I think a lot of my team were just like, we did it. That's all we kept saying, is that we actually did it. So that was my biggest takeaway. And just reconfirming to build your business from a place of love, build your business from a place of uplifting, encouraging people. And it took me about, I would say, a year or 2 in this business to really understand what that meant. And as soon as I understood what it means to really love on people and build people, not business. As I always say to my team, is that we're here to build people up. I know we always say, okay, my business is dropping, or, you know, this is what's happening in my business. And for me, I just change that and I look at it as people. You know, yes, if business has dropped, something's happening with somebody in your business and you need to just find out what that is. So yeah, it just reconfirmed that this really is a company with a big heart. They love us and they will do whatever it takes to celebrate us for all the hard work that we put in.
Definitely. The one thing you didn't learn in Dubai was what 1 minute means.
We don't do 1 minute. None of us do this 1 minute.
It was valuable what you said, right?
Is this not going to be a 3-hour Zoom? I didn't understand 1 minute.
What's this?
No, it was good. It was good. And I totally agree. We were so spoiled. Let's go, Sinead. I've already jammed.
I'm just going to say, like, I want to mirror the thing that Lyna just said. I've had to just go get a pen to write it down because I don't want to forget it. When she said love on people, and I will share this with you guys, you know, me and my 448 best friends. One of the things that you won't know is I was supposed to go to Dubai on Wednesday, but for whatever reason, and through probably loads of reasons, I've been having really bad anxiety the last couple of months, and I didn't go, and I didn't even go to the airport because I had a panic attack, and I was like, I'm not going to Dubai. And then I'm emotional wreck. Anyway, so I was really panicking about it. I can't even going to share this actually. I was really panicking about having anxiety about not wanting to go. And then that's, I think, the loving on people part of this business, because the second I told like the head office I wasn't going to go, I had Simon ringing me, I had Matthias ringing me. I then flew out the next day anyway. And it's the best few days I've had in this whole business. And I've been here for 7 years. It's so weird. It's honestly the most amazing company. And I'm so sorry. No, because I've been thinking that all day, because I've been writing my notes down of what to share with you guys. And it's just been the most incredible few days, because it's one of those things where you're part of this business and you think you know what that means. And even now, like 7 years in, it's just all over again. It's the most incredible company, and I like drinking and food as well, so that was also quite nice to have all that included for free. But for me, it's just been part of something bigger than me. That's something that I've really took from the last few days, and getting to spend time with obviously you girls and everyone else. But it's just the most amazing company, and I think like I've had great success in this business, and I've had so many lovely moments in my life because of it. But for me, it's one of those things where you don't realise how much people care until they show you. And for me, that's been my biggest takeaway of this whole few days. It's been amazing.
Oh, that's made me a bit emotional.
Sorry. I wasn't expecting that.
You know what we like? We like to share the truth, the good, the bad and the ugly. And it was a magical time. And
it was
you know, even though I picked you up from the reception a little bit tipsy, I made sure that you were with us.
I went there, I was like, guys, I'm not really drinking. I've just got off the flight. And then 1 minute, me, Lyna and Emma doing shots of tequila. I was like, it's going to be one of those trips. I was like, this is going to be...
It actually wasn't. It was
really good. It was brilliant.
It was an amazing trip. I just want to add to what you said that I totally agree, and I had some real emotional moments while we were there. I feel like I learned stuff that I already knew, but it's like it's like in me deeper than it was before, if that makes sense. Like the things that I know are important already are now like more, it's like I've had it tattooed into me. So I just want to go through, like, I've written 5 things down that I picked up from Dubai, and maybe we can just have a little discussion about them. Emma, your husband, someone just sent me a message about some moves about my husband. Yeah, everyone saw that Jason could dance.
Simon Bowler does not have those moves.
So yeah, the things that I picked up from Dubai, hard work beats talent every time. So if you looked at the people that were in Dubai,
Lyna's muted again.
Okay. Did you mute yourself, Lyns? Hard work beats talent every time. And I'm not saying that if you didn't work hard, you weren't there. I'm trying to unmute you. There you go, baby, you're unmuted. But it's something that's so true. Hard work beats talent. And the discussions that I had with people, it was about the harder you work, the more successful you get. But it's not just about what you do, it's about working smart. But I'll come on to that. the one thing I picked up from Jeff Roberti was that everyone has the same job. So he was explaining, and I won't go into it in too much detail, that basically as you progress through the business, you suddenly, so you join, you're really excited, you get loads of customers, and then you get a team member, and then all of a sudden you become a manager, and you're managing that team member and how they get customers. And then your team member gets customers, and then a new team member, and then your team member becomes a manager. So then you've got 2 managers, and then you become an overseer, I think he said. And then it basically keeps duplicating until you become an overseer of the overseer of the overseer, and nobody's doing what we get paid to do, which is to get customers and to get team members and to help those team members get customers. And that is our job. If you recruit 700 people and nobody gets a customer, you don't have a business, you have a team of people, right? But nobody's going to get paid. So everybody in this business has the same job. And I'm so guilty of being a manager. I ring my team, I'm talking to them about all their goals, but hang on a minute, how many customers did I put through this month? So at the end of every week, if you really are wanting to build a proper business, you need to be asking yourself at the end of every week, I think every day is too much for some people, but you're happy to do it every day. What have I done that, what is my job role and what have I done to tick off that job role today? Have I got any new customers? That's the number one thing, bringing in new customers. And then obviously team members. The third thing that I want to say, and we can go on to discuss it in a bit more detail, is that if it's not working where you are right now, move. You're not a tree. We're open in so many countries and so many more coming. We have the power of the internet. So if you feel like, and it will just be a feeling, not the truth, that everybody in your area is selling Juice Plus or everybody in your area is negative about Juice Plus, you know what? Move. Go somewhere else. Talk to different people. There is 60 million in this country, or 60 billion? 60 million, right? In the UK. And many more across the world. So move, you're not a tree. The fourth thing is the 5 people that you spend the most time with, who they are and how they influence you. I feel like I really used to look at who I spend my time with. Now the 5 people I spend the most time with are my husband, my 2 kids, and my mum, right? So, but success breeds success, and sometimes you need to look at who's in your circle. And then the last thing I wrote down is build business, not people. And what I meant was build people, not business.
I was going to say what?
Yeah. But yeah, I really, the thing that really stuck with me the most is that everybody has the same job. It doesn't matter if you're a PMD, an NMD, a dealer, whatever we're called now, anything you are, Molly, leave me alone. It just means everybody, that was the thing that stuck with me the most. So yeah.
I would agree. I wrote down 7 success. I wrote success leaves clues and 7 habits, and like most of them are the same as yours. But I'll quickly run through them. So I wrote down the 7 habits of basically like the successful people, but it was only really in Dubai when we were looking around, and we were really lucky to be around such good people. In fact, before I go into this, I'll say this very quickly. When you go to a conference, you go to one of our big events, one of the things I love about it the most is when you look around and there's so many different people from all different backgrounds, cultures, from everything. It kind of is a teeny tiny population of the world. And at this event, it was exactly the same thing. So I don't want people to think that you have to look a certain way or be a certain way to succeed, because everyone in Dubai, it was like a tiny version again of our events. But the thing is, with everyone that was there, is there are habits that we all have, there are traits that we all have, and success does leave clues. So these are the 7 things that everyone that was there definitely has in common. The first one is being optimistic, enthusiastic, not knowing that we are all people who have opportunities. Not everyone has equal opportunities. Some people have got, different advantages, whether it's a social media advantage or an educational or confidence advantage. That's true, and it's unfortunate not everyone has equal opportunity in that way, but we do all have an equal opportunity to be a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday. So there's always opportunity for all of us to grow and be better. And the best thing about our business is it's not a solo business, it's for everyone, and it's about creating community and people. So you don't have to be the best anyway. Like, the goal is really to find people who are better than you, and that's kind of the way to retire yourself out of this business anyway. So number one, optimistic and enthusiastic. Number two, be competitive, but not necessarily with other people. You can find a running mate. I always find it really fun to do that. I know me and Emma, we're getting a bit more competitive with each other right now, but it's fun competitive. But just be competitive with you versus you yesterday. Like, don't be afraid to step into the version of you that you want to become. The third one is confidence, which comes from, I believe confidence comes from results. And you don't get results until you start doing the work. So no one's born confident. Confidence is not something that you have. It's definitely something that I've lost and I'm gaining back. So I know that you can have it and you can lose it, and it's something that you have to keep working at. But confidence comes when you start seeing the results of the work that you're putting in, whether that's the gym, whether that's, on cooking, or whether it's in our business and speaking to people. Confidence definitely comes from doing. Then I wrote number 4 is relentless. So you need to have a vision and become relentless of what your vision is, and relentless to know that you deserve everything that's on your vision. So I've written here vision boards, whether it's words of affirmation, and just to remind yourself that you are everything you want, you are fully deserving of it. But sometimes life has a great way of throwing obstacles in our way or distractions in our way that make us forget that we are capable of anything. So for you, whatever it means for you, find something that reminds you or gives you a relentless kind of attitude to yourself. I know for me, I've just come back home today. I've gone around like an absolute lunatic on my mirrors. So my mirror's in the bathroom, my mirror in the hallway, and I'm writing words to myself to remind myself I'm doing this for me and my daughter. And it might sound a bit ridiculous. I don't really care, because it's not really for anyone else. It's just for me. But these are things that will remind me every single day that I need to be the best version of me and step up my game. The 5th one is thirsty for knowledge, and always knowing that you can get better and you can learn. But knowledge is free. Like, we do these, like Emma has been doing these for I don't know how long. These are every Tuesday. There are books, there are podcasts. There's so much available that's already there for free. But but this is what I really have to kind of throw in is, there's so much available for free, but you have to remember, we just come away from like 4 or 5 days in Dubai around the best people, in my opinion, not just in terms of results, but the best people, like the most amazing people I've been around in such a long time. And it creates something in you and it changes you. So for me, being in that environment has been worth every sleepless hour or on the journey or whatever. I know I wasn't say every pound, but it would cost me nothing. So if it was going to cost me money, it would have been worth it as well. But the point of that is, those are the same things that we get at our events. If you get to surround yourself with these kind of people who are wanting our business and they get it and they want the same things as you, the coming away from that and the energy from that is absolutely priceless. So thirsty for knowledge, number 5. Number 6 is to be systematic and efficient. As we were there, we were all talking about different things that we use. And I think the most, what I think kills productivity in our business, bear in mind that we do the same thing you do, so we know what's annoying and what's not annoying, is when you're not ready for something. So if someone wants information, if they want to find out about the business, if you haven't got a video or something written up ready to go, and you're kind of doing it each time, you're going to burn yourself out and there's no need for it. So try and, if you can, just create a video of your own story that you can share with people, and create a few videos. Maybe one video is really centered around mums. Maybe one's really centered around people into fitness with a bit more of your product story. Maybe one's really focused on business. And then depending on the sort of person you're talking to, you'll know what to send them. By just doing something simple like that, you're going to set yourself up for success because you're going to be ready. So it takes away the pressure of it, right? And then the last one is to be adaptive and flexible and understand that things will change and things will happen. It happens to all of us. Facebook changes, Instagram changes, company changes, things happen. They happen to everyone. But you have to get into the mindset of a business owner where things change and you have to be adaptive, because if you're not, you're going to get left behind. And the best example of that is Blockbuster, which was the biggest thing for renting and for movies. And everyone, like if you're above the age of, I hope, 25, will remember it. And then Netflix completely wiped it out because they were innovative and they moved with the times. You can't be stuck in the old, what did work a year ago, even like 6 months ago, it's done. Like whatever worked for you before may not work for you now. That's fine. There's so many other ways to do this business, because at the end of the day, the only thing we get paid to do is get customers and team members. So if you think that you have to rely on an algorithm to communicate with a human being, then I would suggest really leaving your house more often and actually talking to people, because they doesn't make any sense. The only things we get paid for is customers and people in our team. And the only way you do that is communicating, building relationships, and actually talking to people. Everything else is irrelevant. They're just tools that we use. But that's something I know does come up quite often. And whether things were different before, it's kind of irrelevant. But I suppose the big cap on all those 7 is that proximity is power. Exactly what Emma's just said. Look around at the people you spend the most time with, and ask yourself, like, am I inspired? Are they helping me become the best person I want to be? Are they? And also, don't blame people for your own actions. Like, we are all our own people, right? You can't blame people for your mindset. If your mindset is weak, you can work on that yourself. But I'm saying, look around. If you're hanging around with people that don't inspire you, they drain you, then maybe limit that interaction and start looking for different people to spend time with, because this is your life that you're talking. And I feel like this was, I can't remember who, I think Shay said this actually when we were doing the Night Under the Stars. It was like, this is your life. Like, it's not, again, this isn't it's not something you can take for granted. This is the one time that you get to make a big change. This is your life. Like, no one else is going to come in and fix it and change it. And if you're not going to be willing to do everything that you can to make it better, then what's the point? Like, what are you waiting for? No one's going to do it. Yeah, so those are my 7 top tips. And then I think the last thing I added to that I wrote down, just as I was messaging you before, Emma, was for anyone who really struggles about what that looks like or where they feel like they are lacking in vision. I did this with my team a while ago, and I think it's a really powerful visualization. If you take some time with it, don't do it right now because we've got more tips, but take some time with this and just write it down. Just take some time, put some weather music on, close your eyes and just visualize yourself, whether it's a year from now or 5 years from now, wherever you feel is a comfortable place, and visualize yourself being the exact version of you would love to be. And it doesn't matter what this looks like the full exact version, like the body you want, the health you want, everything, like all of the things that you want, the type, I wrote here, the type of body you want, the wealth that you want, the friendships that you want, the type of people that you want to be surrounding yourself with, the things that you do with your friends, whether it's spa days and brunches and holidays. Find out like how you would feel like going into different shops and things that you'd love to be able to buy without pressure or anxiety or feeling like you're not worthy or whatever, the bullshit that we hold in ourselves. And then just kind of sit with that feeling for a while and have it as a visualization that you do quite a lot, because the one thing that stops us, and I get this, I think is the number one thing that stops everybody, is this feeling of not being confident enough and not being good enough. And it's something that as women especially, we are so conditioned in how to be since we're so young. And we're basically conditioned to become these, tiny little wives and, tiny little kitchen cooking machines, and everything is centered around the giving of other people, that we don't spend enough time learning how to just be amazing. So that's what I always feel like is the number one thing with my team especially, is that they just don't believe in themselves enough. So it's a really great visualization for you to just dream and become whoever you want. Bit off topic, I suppose, but I feel like everyone in Dubai had that. Like especially as you're talking to everyone in Dubai, no one started with money. We all started with nothing. It was quite nice, actually. It was like we were on the same path. And I've spoken too much already, but those are mine, Emma.
You haven't spoken too much at all. I think the systematic thing is really important. Like when we looked on stage at the PMD Pluses, yeah, it is recorded. I know we've maxed out, guys, and I am recording, so don't panic. Mm-hmm. When we looked on stage at the PMD Pluses that were on stage, and I think there was 9 in the whole of Europe, right? I feel like I know Julia has a system that she works inside out. I know that John has a system that he works. I've discussed with Ego about her system and the things that she does. Maybe not all of it, but I know that she has a system. This success that they're having it comes from their team, of course, because it's not about them, it's about the team, but it comes from having a process and knowing what you're doing. And so I feel like systematic's definitely true. And the hunger and the drive comes from having a dream and a vision of what you want, right? So even if it is that you just want your walls wallpapered, or, you know, anything, it doesn't matter. But yeah, spot on, Sinead. And I feel like we really saw such a great side of you in Dubai. I absolutely loved spending time with you. So I'm so glad you came. I just wanted to say that.
I was sober.
That's probably true. Miss Lyna.
Hey, so I didn't get the memo about writing down 5 things or 7 things. So I've got
no, don't worry. It was just that I was writing notes before, and then Sinead said she'd made plans, so it made some.
I don't. Yeah, so no, like I haven't got any notes in particular, but something that I was talking to my team about last night when I got back from Dubai was this whole thing of inspiration. And I think it's fantastic to be inspired by people in the business. There's like obviously PMDs, people are for bigger positions than where you're at, and I think it's fantastic to find that inspiration. But I feel like sometimes when you come in the business, you make somebody seem so magnificent, like amazing, and it's in a way it excuses why you can't do it. You know, so she's like that, she's amazing, oh my god, I'm so inspired by her, and in a way you're kind of excusing why you're not stepping up. And I'm saying this from a place of I did that, and I was talking to my team about being on that stage with you guys, Sinead and Emma. When I joined this business, Sinead and Emma were both PMD, Club 100. I think Emma was Millionaires Club already, and Sinead hit it a few months after I joined, I think. And to me, they were just like, oh my God, like untouchable, incredible, amazing, like idolizing them to a different level. And it got to a point in my business, I was always running my business, but it got to a point in my business where I felt stuck. And I started to feel like, okay, well, those people over there, they can do this, but I can't. You know, they're amazing, they're so incredible at this business, they've got, you know, better skills, etc. And I was still screaming the word inspiration. I'm so inspired by Sinead, I'm so inspired by Emma, I'm so inspired by John. And I had to kind of click myself into check and just think, am I inspired by myself? What am I actually doing to inspire myself? What am I doing to inspire other people? And I kind of had to put blinkers on and close my eyes to the inspirational people and really build on myself. And it kind of touches on a bit of what Sinead was saying. But I just said to my team that, you know, we need to really get out of this putting people on this pedestal to excuse why you're not doing what you need to do. Like Sinead or Emma just said, we all have to do the same things. We are all literally doing the same things. We still have to bring on customers. We still have to build a team. We still have to train them. We're still using social media. We have to talk to people. We're building relationships. We're losing confidence, building confidence, going through the same processes, having meltdowns. You're quitting one day, then you're back at it. You love it. Yeah. Momentum's at this point. And then next week, you're like, I can't do this. I hate this shit. Sorry for the swearing. I'm trying not to swear, but then I swore anyway. And then guess what? You're back on it and you love it and you do your vision board, etc. So everyone's going through the same processes. So what I would encourage you guys is stop putting people on a pedestal. Be inspired to the point where you're trying to match that work ethic. If you're inspired by Sinead, inspired by Emma, inspired by myself, have a look at what we're doing. Go and do ×2 in your own way. Don't copy, because I did a lot of copying for years and I felt like I had to be a particular way, even though I've always been me, but secretly I was trying to copy and be like certain people. Don't copy. You need to match that work ethic and you need to really look at yourself. And I always say to my team, if you're using social media and you went on your own platform, would you order any products from yourself? Would you join your own team? Are you inspired? Do you even like yourself? How are you actually showing up? How do you want to make people feel? So for me, that was a big one. And another thing is really to just say, as you're putting those people on a pedestal, you're in a way holding yourself back. Have a bigger vision, like Sinead said. There is nothing, I was saying when I spoke that, you know, I'm an ordinary person and this business has made me feel extraordinary, right? I came in very simple, very much struggling, like Sinead said, and I was going through a lot of stuff, and literally this company and this business and the growth and the team and all the success and the money and the lifestyle and the health aspect, there's so many things to this business. It's just making me feel like I am actually an extraordinary woman, and I absolutely love that. So you've got to be open to letting yourself feel all of that, and you have to be authentic as yourself to get that. And another thing is, absolutely anything can happen. Like I said, I used to idolize these ladies, and I stood on that stage and I did cry a little bit. I pretended I was sweating, but I was like, oh my God, I'm PMD Club 100 too. Like, and I said to Sinead and Emma, I was like, guys, you've come on at the wrong time. You're not in this group of people. You're supposed to be in the next group, because I could not comprehend that. So if there's anything that I could leave you guys with, is whoever you're looking at, you can get there. I used to think it was unreachable, untouchable. You know, I didn't visualize myself. As Sinead was talking about visualization, it is very powerful, but I feel like it took me a lot longer because I didn't visualize myself here for so many years, up until about, I would say 2 years ago, is where I really connected with it. It's where I was really like, I deserve this. Like, I work hard. My children deserve this. My mom, my dad, my partner, everybody deserves this. And I can make it happen. It's literally down to me. Like Shay said, it's not a game. This is your life. And I had to really, really sit down and be like, fucking hell, Lyna, this is not manual labor. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've had a lot of things that made you very miserable, a lot of things that were very hard. And I had to really pick my hard. You know, I had to start changing my mindset around what is actually hard. Right? It is not hard for me to be in this big old house, right, on my phone, tapping away. Even when I was doing this working full time, I was on my phone anyway. I was around people anyway. So it's just about changing your mindset and just making a decision. Make a decision. It's that simple for me. I made a decision 5 years ago I was going to do this. There was a lot of ups and downs along the way, but that decision never deterred. 2 years ago, for me to get to NMD, after being at Q for like 2.5 years, I had to make another decision, right? I was really fooling myself. It's so easy for you to be working hard. You know, I'm working so hard. No, you're not. I told myself for 2.5 years I was working hard. I had to learn to work smarter. Don't burn yourself out doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, expecting different results. I had to really check myself. You know, you're going to the conventions, you're in the Zoom. Some of you are in this Zoom, you're like, yes, this is it. But in your head, you know you checked out. You need to be real with yourself in terms of where your mindset is at. Sometimes going to the conventions and doing all of the expected stuff, it's not enough if you're lacking the passion, you're lacking the vision, you're lacking the self-belief, and you're lacking the inspiration from yourself. It can be that simple. And, you know, every single one of us on here, no matter what your journey is, has been or is, you are an inspiration. You are powerful, and you are going to change so many people's lives. And once I connected with that, changing other people's lives through building myself up, oh my God, it just completely, like, now I feel like I am unstoppable. Like, when I say unstoppable, I'm a little bit cocky about it, but it took years of building that. And I just want you guys to focus on that. The mechanics of this business of, okay, go and post 10 times. You can go and do everything that I do that got me 10 customers, and you won't get those 10 customers. You don't have the passion, you don't have that belief, or you don't believe that you're going to get the customers, or you're not doing it the way that I do it. You don't have to. You don't have to do it like anybody else. You need to do it like you. And confidence is so attractive. So attractive. So really, like Sinead was saying, build on that confidence. Everybody has different things that they do to build on their confidence. So for me, that was the biggest takeaway as well from Dubai, and also over the last couple of years, is that sometimes you just got to keep shit real with yourself. Stop lying to yourself. I lied to myself for years and years. I'm doing everything. I really wasn't. And it was all in my head. So yeah.
You know what? You are so, like, it almost touched a nerve with me, right? Because I know it's the truth so much. And even down to how it relates to me as a person in my own business, you know. But the point that you made when you said, it's not about you, it's about helping other people. So I feel like I had 13 of my team in Dubai, which is amazing, right? I thought there was only 12 of us that went, but that's impossible because there's 13 of the team that came with me. Yeah. And even when we were on stage, you know, before we went on stage, I don't feel super confident in myself sometimes. And then an NMD, Sinead, I'm going to unmute you because you were with me. An old NMD said to me, and this is relevant, who's been in the business over 30 years, he came over to me, and he's a German guy, and he kissed me and said, "I love you, Emma." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, I love you too." And he said, "No, I really love you, Emma, because I'll never forget you. You have changed so many lives," right?
Mm-hmm.
And I started crying because I felt really emotional, and I probably had a few glasses of champagne.
And then I started crying because Emma started crying.
And I was like, why is everyone crying?
Yeah, but I have a point to this, right? So it was a really emotional thing. We were all on stage celebrating being PMD. But in that moment, you know, it made me realize that this business is no longer about how I feel about myself. It's about helping someone else to get the things I not take for granted, but, you know, the fact that I have an amazing income, the fact that I can work from home, the fact that I was in Dubai, all of that stuff. But actually my job is to help other people get what I get and help other people get what they need, right? And from that moment, from that switch in my head again, I have been reaching out to my dream team for the people that I want to be in my business, right? There's a girl in America, and I'm like, I'm going to recruit her because I know she'd be amazing. She's about to have a baby. Well, she's pregnant. She gets 3 months maternity leave in America. I know this business would help her. So all of a sudden, my switch in my head has gone from, this isn't about me and who I can help to build my next NMD leg. This is about who can I help to change their life the way that someone helped me change mine. Katie never recruited me because she wanted to change my life. She recruited me because I loved the business, and she was like, great. But the point is, she developed a way to help me change my life. And that is my job now, to go out and help other women do the same thing. That, and after hearing Lyna talk and Sinead talk, that is a thing that I've taken most from Dubai. Because yes, Jeff Roberti said to us, we went on a night where it was like a night under the stars, and you had to qualify for it. So it meant that you had to have the 30% leg split, and there were some requirements so that not all of us in Dubai got to go to this evening. And he was saying, you guys have got incredible teams already, so now help them, but go away and build another team, because they know what they're doing. You can still help them a little bit, but go and build another NMD leg, build another business. And I was thinking, oh yeah, I feel like if I go to the next event and I've built a brand new NMD leg, that will make me feel better about myself and blah, blah, blah. And actually, that's not what it's about. It doesn't matter what, it's about helping other people, right? And helping, Lyna, do you need unmuting again? And helping other people to have the experiences, or the current team that need help. I'm not saying that you should ignore your current team, but what I'm trying to say is, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about helping other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think from what you just said, that just made that thing that happened in Dubai on stage, and we were all crying, and none of us knew why we were crying.
I think it was like, why are we crying? Because you were crying. And then Lyna came in, and you got really emotional, and she was like, why are we crying? Still crying. It was mad. It was, but this is the thing. So if you're in this business and you have got one customer, you've helped to make an impact on that person's health. If you've got one team member, what, babe? That ripple effect can be massive. I think we look around and we always say that things are not good enough. And I know that it can be guilty at every level. You could be QNMD and you could have wanted QNMD for so long, and then, but I'm not NMD. Oh, and then maybe I'm not good enough. And then you could be PMD, but you're not PMD plus, or then we're not the top 10. Not, do you know?
Yeah, it's ongoing.
And also,
of course,
it's just like, and it's kind of it's designed, I suppose, to keep us hungry, and it's designed to keep us competitive. But we have to remember that it's not really about us, because when we make it about us, that's when I think we stop, and that's when you can overthink and overtalk yourself out of doing something. That if it's about your kids, you just do it with the kids. About your team, you do it the same way you do it for your kids. Like, you got to do it. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's true. I was going to say, in terms of what you said about the promotions, because I remember feeling like that. Oh, I'm not NMD. I'm still not NMD. My God, I'm still not NMD.
I remember on the bus the other day, you were like, I've not jumped 100 clubs in 1 month yet. And it's like, that becomes the next big thing.
And it still just keeps going. But I think something that is not talked about enough or focused on is like the person you kind of have to grow into, like to be at a particular position. Like, we look at these positions And it's actually because that you haven't grown into that person.
Yes,
it's not just the title. It's not just, okay, PMD, I want PMD and that's it. You really have to grow into that person. And sometimes when you're not there yet, you haven't grown yet. That's all it is. You're still going through the process. You're still learning, and everybody uses what they learned during that period very differently. So it is kind of down to you.
I would agree. I also think as well that we have like this destination obsession with the promotion idea, and we make it the be all end all, and it's not really about the destination. It really is about the journey. Like, the position is lovely and the bonuses are lovely, obviously.
It's one-off.
It's not about that, but it really is about the community, and it's about the friends that you make, because those are things that really impact your life. And it's kind of, I suppose, loving the whole process, loving the journey of it. I've gone really off topic. I don't know why I mentioned that. Sorry.
No, it's true.
No, it was actually on topic.
And I think even,
no,
not at all. I think even what you said, Lyna, about you know, putting people on a pedestal and thinking that you can't get there, and it is true. We all have the same job, right? That's probably the most crucial thing that Jeff said on that whole evening. We all have the same job, and Jeff, okay, maybe not Jeff, right, because he earns like $1 million a month, but but he still recruits people. But we all have that, and now more than ever, right, I'm going to mention coronavirus because it's relevant in a sense, but now more than ever, the fact that we can work from home, we have a product that is very relevant, right? It helps us to stay healthy. No claims made about coronavirus and Juice Plus, because we can't do that, but it's very relevant. I haven't got to stress about if my kid's school closes, where am I going to go? Ari's off school with a cough and a bloody temperature, so school don't want her in for 2 weeks. I haven't got to stress, right? I could just know, you know what, I'm here, I can do my business around my daughter. You know, we have a product that's going to help people no matter what. Toilet roll.
We need toilet roll, yes, but okay.
That's why I need a marketing business that we're here to recruit you on our toilet roll.
Yeah, so I just feel like we're in a relevant place in our life anyway. We're a relevant product in the market. We talked a lot about veganism while we were away. Sinead kept saying how much she loves a steak.
I love meat.
We talked a lot about veganism and health and stuff when we were with other leaders, and you don't have to be a vegan. I'm not saying that, but yeah, I could talk so much about all the different people that had an impact on me, and all the different tips that we got, but the main ones I think we've really covered.
I want to mirror one thing that Lyna said as well about stepping into who you are and who you want to be, and about putting people on pedestals. And this is a very true thing. If I was to name any celebrity or any person, I always come back to Beyonce, obviously she's my favourite. If I was to name any celebrity or any person, and you had to name one thing that you admired most about this person, not all of us would pick the same thing. And the reason for that is because what we see and admire in other people are qualities and values that mean something to us. And because these are the qualities and values that mean the most to us, that's because deep down we actually have those qualities and values inside us. Whether they are showing or not is whether maybe something we need to work on. But like, it could be confidence, it could be work ethic, it could be, you know, it could be whatever. The reason that we value it is because it's something that's a value that we have. And if it's a value that you have and you feel like you're not also, whatever it is, confident, work ethic, just know that it's something that you obviously admire about other people, so therefore you will and can admire it about yourself, but it might be something to work on. And that's not bad either. Like I'll use my examples. I love people who are confident, and I love people who've got work ethic. That's one of the first two that popped into my mind, obviously. But I know for me, hence my blubbering at the beginning of this, is I haven't felt the most confident in myself over the last year. And I know my work ethic has gone to shit. So therefore, I probably can't look at myself in the mirror the same way that I used to, because I'm not inspiring myself exactly what Lyna said. Are you inspiring yourself? Look at the mirror. I'm not really, Sinead. Like, I'm kind of hating on myself a bit. But that's the point where you can go, do you know what? Okay, line in the sand. Line in the sand. Line in the sand. I was like, under the sand? That makes no sense.
Draw a line in the sand.
There we go. Anyway, there's a line, and then you can go over it, and you've almost just got to go, okay, this is a growth period. I now see where I've not been being myself, my greatest. I now know what I want to be. So I need to forgive myself for not being that. I also need to forgive myself for being a fucking human being, not being that. And also like, well, what can I do next? If I know for me, confidence and work ethic are values that I really hold in high regard, I know that I've dropped the ball. What are my choices? Am I going to not focus on them and hide and keep burying my head in the sand? I don't know why sand is the Dubai probably.
Yeah, it's because of Dubai.
Sand analogies for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Or am I going to admit to myself that I know that I have areas in my life that I can improve on, and then start doing the work needed, because no one's going to fix those areas for me. I know I need to show up to be more confident. I know for me, confidence comes from doing the work and seeing the results. And you can't expect the results. You can't get pissy about the results that you don't get from the work that you don't do. So I know for me, it's work that I need to do. I need to get the results from the work. And those are things that are going to give me confidence. I also know for me, eating well, sleeping well, and being around good people really impacts my confidence, because those are people who I choose to be around that make me feel good. And these are tips I hope that will help at least one person on this Zoom. And then work ethic again, like you can only lie to yourself. Like you can put whatever you want on social media, you can put the posts up, you can do the copies, and you can do the things, and you can say that you're doing stuff. You can tell your uplines, you can tell your downlines. Numbers don't lie. Like we have people who trust me, look around at the three of our faces. We are zero bullshit people. There are people in our teams who've been telling us for years that we're working their asses off, and we go, okay, no worries.
Yeah,
and
keep going.
Back and we go, well done, it's been great. And do you know why we know that? Because we've also been the same people. Alina said to me, I've done it to Emma, we've all done it to Simon. We're like, we're working really hard. We know the bullshit sometimes ourselves. You can't lie to yourself. If you know at the end of the day that you've not been, or the end of the week or the end of the month, that you've not really given it your all, it's okay, because you're human. But also know that that's a choice, and you can choose to change that. And then choosing to change that, you hopefully sooner rather than later, but it does take time, you'll start seeing the results coming through. But don't expect those results to be tomorrow. It's like going to the gym after having a baby, for example. I held on to my baby weight for ages because I didn't go anywhere, and I ate Dominoes all the time. So
that's me now. Yeah.
I held on to my baby weight because I was a struggling mum. It's because I was eating shit, right? So I had to be honest with myself. And that was a conversation I had to have a few years ago. But again, like it took me 9 months to put on the baby weight, and then a year to put on all the weight I put on afterwards. And then it took me a while to lose it again. And it's okay, right? It's irrelevant, but kind of irrelevant.
It's relevant. It makes sense.
It's the same thing. Like it was a conversation I had to have with myself.
And
our business is the same. Like it takes time to learn all the stuff that you're going to learn, but you can read all the books and you can get on all the calls and go to all the events. You don't learn it until you start putting it into practice and doing it. And it's by practicing it and doing it, you'll start seeing the results, but results are not overnight. Don't think you're going to come off this, put a post up and then wake up to a team member tomorrow. That doesn't happen either. It will take time to build up relationships with people, and takes time to build up a following, and it just takes time. But you can compound that time by working smart and working efficiently, and by outworking. The first thing Emma said at the very beginning of this call is you can outwork someone. Anyone can outwork anyone. If you speak to 100 people and your closing rate is 10%, and you close 10 people of 100, and someone speaks to 5 people, the closing rate of 100%, they've still only got 5 people, you have 10. Just because you spoke to 100 people, they spoke to 5, it's irrelevant. You have to work on your averages. The more people you speak to, the better you get, the better your averages get, and the easier it starts to become. This becomes easier for us over time because we get better. Does that make sense? I hope that does.
Yeah, no, it's true. I was just going to add on to that and just say that another thing that sometimes get lost is the fun aspect of what we do. If I look back to when I joined and how much fun this was, like my first year in this business, there was zero stress. I was having so much fun. I loved the team. I loved the community. I loved, like everything was just genuinely fun. And I feel like that's a big part of what we do. And sometimes it is lost with the mechanics and the numbers and the positions and the pressure that people put on themselves. And I know it's a bit cliche, but they say, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And I had to get to a point where I had to go back to having the fun. And that's where I started to realize that, okay, my business was picking up, but I had a better relationship with my team as well. And we started to build a better community within our team. So if you feel like you're not having fun, you've got to find a way to do this business where you enjoy it. It might not be the way that I do it or someone else, but you've got to find your fun factor about what you're doing. And in like just talking about how it's about other people today, I'm somebody who I'm always at home. Like for me, I built this business so I don't have to do nothing. You know, everyone has their that is it. I wanted to have naps. I wanted to watch movies. Like
I love an afternoon nap. I
need it. Like that was literally a big motivator for me. I hated working. So that has been pretty much my life for years, other than the odd holiday here and there. But today, I had one of my girls ring me last week and she was like, I just got my highest pay. Like, oh my God, like she was literally just over the moon. She highest pay recently. So she had a business, lost her business, and she's rebuilt her business back to where she's making the same income, which is more than a full-time wage to what it was like the last year or so. And she told me, I'm going to go shopping today. And I was like, oh my God, let me join you. Like, let's go together. And it was an 1.5-hour drive. She was excited. I felt excited. And we went to Lakeside and oh my God, we've had the best day ever. And just looking at her walking around these shops, just the excitement on her face, like I think I'm addicted to that feeling. Like it sounds so simple, but for her, she said something really interesting. She was like, I never knew I liked things like this. Like I never knew I liked shopping. I never knew I liked makeup. She's like, I never knew I liked lingerie. Like, and I was like, yes, girl, come on. Like, it was so empowering for me to watch her just have that experience. And I remember having that experience when I joined and I got like a really good pay and I was able to sort my bills and stuff out and everything, but still have this bit of money left over. And that was the fun element. And I've kind of decided that is what I love. I need to get out more. I need to be with my team. I need to see them experience these things. So that is like my fun element that I'm going to add into my business. But it could be something as simple as that. All I did was tag along just to be with her for the day as she enjoyed her pay. But it was beautiful.
I love that.
Tag along and spend no money, right?
Well, yeah, I spent quite a bit. I had to spend to obviously encourage her to spend. So I was modelling.
Oh, hey.
So true. It really is true. And there's a few things that I think... I
lost fun with my team.
We love you.
Get it back.
Let's get it back, Hansi.
It's like a few things that people have, and one of the things that sticks is true is you're not fun. If it's not fun, you're not doing it right. We had so much fun in Dubai, right? And it felt like we were doing everything right.
Exactly.
And yeah, I think for me, I feel like big risks give big results, right? So sometimes when you step outside of your comfort zone, and I know we've been on for nearly an hour, so I'll bring us back to a close soon, but hi Maddie, big risks bring us big results. And even I'll talk about something that happened in Dubai, and even though it doesn't feel like it was maybe for other people it wasn't a big risk, for me it was huge. So we were on this yacht, and Lena knows what I'm talking about. We were on the yacht and everyone's having a good time, and Lena's in the pool posing for these amazing pictures, and she's in with Jane, and I'm stood at the side of the pool thinking, oh my God, that is going to make the most amazing picture. But I've got a kaftan on and I'm like, should I just get in and have a picture with them? No, I can't. I don't want to take my kaftan off. I'm not super body confident, and no, I don't think they'll want me in the picture. All these things going through my head, right? The same things that would go through your head when you're thinking about whether you should talk to someone about the product, or whether when someone, maybe you're at school and one of the mums says that her husband's lost their job or she's lost her job or whatever. There will be a moment sometime in your life when you have that feeling like, should I say something? Is this the right time? Can I do this? Can I speak to them? Can I step out of my comfort zone for whatever reason? And my body at the moment is not how I want it to be. And I was like, okay, right, I said to Lena, can I come and get in your picture? And she was like, oh my God, come on! Like, super encouraging. And Jane was like, hey, come on, babe, get in, get in the bag, right? So I took my caftan and I got in, and we've got these most amazing pictures, right, of in the water in Dubai, a picture that shows exactly what we get to do with our life every single day. Like, we live the life that we want, a life beyond our wildest dreams. But I'd overthought it so much about just getting in this pool. And afterwards I was going, oh, Sinead, like, I actually want to get in. And I was trying to explain the situation, but I was so buzzing that I'd got myself.
Just so much you overwork it, because we walked to it twice and walked back twice.
Yeah, so it was I really wanted this picture, but I was just too conscious of myself in my own head to get out and get this picture.
That is so real. I think we've all been there.
I've got the best picture.
When I saw the pictures, I was like, oh my God, I freaking love this picture. And we spent about 20 minutes, right, moving around, and James, and
everyone's staring at us like, what are they doing?
I think they sent me 600 different photos that they'd taken in this, but the pictures are amazing, and that's a memory that will last me forever. But it taught me something that I know I learned a long time ago and that I've forgotten. And it's like, when I made the decision to take this business on, I didn't have the £50, right? I didn't have the money to join the business. I borrowed the money that was for my food shopping. That meant, yes, I could feed my baby because she was breastfeeding. Yes, I had milk in the cupboard so I could make my juice plus. But I was down on my ass and I couldn't ask my mum for more money because I'd already borrowed it. But it was a massive risk, but one that I felt like was worth taking. And although maybe it seems really insignificant taking my caftan on and getting in that picture, for me it was a huge risk to let other people see that my body's changed and blah blah blah, everything maybe that was in my head, but the end result was this incredible picture. And you know how many people have messaged me just about the picture, like, oh my God, how do you get to do these things with your life? So the lesson that I don't like sharing stuff like this, because I don't like to show people that even though I know that I'm not comfortable, I don't always like to share that. But that big risk to me, that maybe wasn't such a big risk for Lyna to get in and take a picture, that big risk for me really paid off. So when you get that moment about that risk for whatever it is for you, you just need to take that step, because the rewards from the risks that you put out there are the biggest ones that you will get. It's really easy to talk to your mate about joining the business. Actually, why don't you go and pitch whoever is at the top of your dream team list? And if you don't have a dream team list, then tonight you need to damn well make one, because the people on my list, the people that I wanted in my business, the people that I knew could do this, I've pitched them. And my new dream team, that night, I messaged every single one of them. Some I've already spoken to you before, saying, do you know what? I've had the best time of my life in Dubai, and I get to do this every single day. And I know you're successful, but you don't have time like I have time. Let's talk, right? I stepped out and that taught me a lesson. So I just want to share that lesson with you. And whatever it is that you want to offer people, whoever it is that you need to talk to about the product, whatever risk you feel like you need to take it, because it is so, so worth it.
No, I think I love that you shared that. It reconfirms that we all have the same. You're saying that maybe it was easy for me to get in the pool. I had the same conversation with myself in the bathroom, putting on my little bikini. Oh, it's echoey and sounds like a robot. Is it just me? Is that better? Yeah, okay. So I was in the toilet, and I had Emma Leyland. You know, she's this big, she's lost so much weight, tiny, she looks amazing, she looks hot, and we're getting changed together. And I came out and I was like, oh my God, like, I can't go out like this. Everyone's gonna see me. You know, I've had a second baby. I'm a big girl. I don't necessarily look like the conventional what a woman should look, that society says who should be wearing a bikini or a swimsuit. And I had that moment, and I've got to that point where I have those moments and I call bullshit. I looked in that mirror and I was like, stop it, Lyna, you're hot, you're sexy. And Emma's standing next to me and she's gone, oh my God, like, you know, did you just say that out loud? And I was like, yes, that's what you have to do. You're allowed to feel the fear, and you're allowed to do it anyway. You're allowed to feel insecure, but still push yourself out there. So I did feel it, but over the last year, I'm literally like, I call bullshit on myself all the time. And I came out there and I had people looking at me, and I wasn't the skinniest. I wasn't the, you know, the most ideal looking, I guess, to some people. But to me, in my head, I felt sexy. I felt good. I felt comfortable in my body. And you know what? When my husband looked at me, I knew why I put on that swimsuit. So it's about feeling it and just literally snapping out of it. And I think it's the best quality that I've picked up in this business, is that it's okay to feel fear, be scared, but do it anyway. Like, it's not the end of the world. So I definitely had the same process of thinking, but mine was for like half a second, and I was like, shut up, Lyna, you're hot, come on, let's go out. But I just think it's so powerful that you should share things like that a bit more, because I think every woman on here can relate to that, even a guy. So I think if we, like we were saying earlier, we're keeping things real, and I think that really does relate to this business. It's the same fear and lack of confidence a lot of people have. You know, you've had those times you've written that status, you've posted it, then you delete it. You're like, oh my God, no, I can't post stuff like that. You know, I can't put pictures up like that. So we need to kind of get out of that mindset as a whole, all of us, every single one of us, we all have it. There's nothing different about anybody on here. It's just, I think some people handle it a bit differently, or they come out of it a lot quicker. And you're hot. You're so hot. I don't understand.
Who understands?
Who said to you about your African hips and your bum? Like, your figure is insane.
Thanks.
We see it. Don't worry.
We love good bums.
We do love bums, yeah.
Not talking about uncomfortable. It's making me hot that we've been talking about.
We've gone off track.
Yeah, we're off track, but there is a point to everything. And you know what? I feel like in this group right now, in this chat, everybody's going, we love you, thank you for being honest, thank you for being real. And you know what, I love doing this call on a Tuesday, because I feel like whole team winning is everything that I want to be part of for 2020. Supporting each other, being together as a team, being together as a country, working for everyone's success, and supporting each other through everything. And I just want to say, so all your comments are amazing, and thank you for your support. Thank you for jumping on the calls. I feel like we've shared a lot of information. We had the best time, and I just really want to see that more of us are having success, because we've got 5 years till Rio hotel that Jason
going.
So it doesn't feel like it was 8 years from when they announced Dubai to when we went, and my God, it flew by in a flash. So, you know, it's not going to be long before we're talking about, 5 years time. And I kind of can't remember my point, but the point is, I want us all to be there. I want us winning together. So go out there, make your dream team list, make your dream customer list, put yourself out there, be real, realize that we all have the same job. Everybody's job is to get new customers and build a team of amazing women and men around the world. Realize that even if you don't know someone in Romania, in Poland, in Germany, in Australia, someone that you know does. So start talking more. Realize, and one of the things that I forgot that I used to say a lot is, it's probably not for you, right? I know this business is probably not for you, but I'm looking for someone to take on in this country. Do you know anyone there? Or I'm looking to take someone on who wants to earn an extra income. Do you know anyone? And third person used to work for me so much. So yeah, put yourself out there, believe in yourself, step out your comfort zone. Any last words, girls, before we close?
Have fun. Have some fun, damn it.
Have some fun. Tell yourself you're sexy in the mirror.
Yes, every day. If you need to write it like Sinead writes it, then, you know, go for it. I think body confidence is important.
My vision now is to make my and Madison's life the best ever. So that's what's on my Madison on things. And it's just because it's just, and it doesn't have to be a whole thing. It's just a reminder. I've just written Madison on things because it reminds me that if I have a moment where I'm trying to bullshit myself out of my own laziness, I'm like, really? Like, do you know what I mean? And it's little things like that. It can be like, I've done it even to the point where it's like things that the way that you have to do it is the way that it means something. So like, I can't do it now. But she's my picture on my phone. Like, it's just things like that, because it's the symbolic reasoning and meanings behind things
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. Mine is just to know that you can, every day is a new day to be a better version of yourself and to be happy, and to surround yourself with the best people. We have a habit of attracting the best people. We attract a lot of dickheads as well, but they don't last very long. We have a habit of keeping
They
on.
filter themselves out.
They do.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone dull your sparkle. Have an amazing rest of the Tuesday. Next week, I have Lauren Roberts for the first time ever in history.
How did you get her? Wow.
I know, right? So we've got Lauren Roberts next week. I don't know if she'll be accompanied by more of the Dubai girls. I might just have her one-on-one. So don't forget to dial in next Tuesday. Next Monday, John will be doing his opportunity call and training call like he does every Monday. So if you don't yet have your own opportunity group set up or your own opportunity call, John runs a call every single week without fail, so you can get your potentials on that call. Have an amazing week. Focus that we all have the same job, and thank you so much for dialing in. I'll be uploading this to YouTube in the next couple of days.
Thank you, ladies. Thanks, everyone.